Dawn, so we're close, right?
We're almost there.
All right.
Patience.
Okay. Well, you don't need to act cool and wise with me, to be fair. You know that?
Would you rather act like a snarky little child?
Okay, that's not... Okay. So, is this where you're going to be kind of teaching me stuff, I'm assuming?
Yes. Somewhere in
Hey,
the middle,
yeah.
somewhere calm.
Hey, Dream, could you do me a favor and kind of like keep an eye on the fox for me? If you don't mind, that is. All right. Do me a favor. Don't give Dream much trouble. All right, I got training to do, and then maybe after this we'll take you with us. It's all right. I'm gonna regret this, ain't I? Yeah, I'm going to regret this, ain't I?
Yes, you are.
Actually,
yes, you
no,
are.
he doesn't seem that. She's. Oh, I don't know. It's actually a she or a he. You haven't told me that.
We haven't checked.
Actually, let me check that real quick. Jump once if you're a he. Jump twice if you're a she.
You see?
I think they're genderless. Okay. Squeak once if how do I put it? You're a man. Squeak twice if you're a female. Squeak none if you're genderless. They're genderless, okay. Okay, let's just get into this. So you talked about something, technique of adaptation, right?
I did.
Okay.
It's not something you can just learn. Actually,
well, obviously, that's kind of obvious.
As you're impatient running around.
More so, I'm thinking, and it's kind of like a pacing method, because if you talking about this as an advanced technique, I don't want to hurt anyone. Really, that's never been on my agenda.
No. There are different types of adaptation, Astral. And so many of us do it in different ways to get into that adaptation. But there are 3 that are known.
There's like 3 forms, correct?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Is there anything I should know before you start explaining these to me?
Keep in mind, these are not skills for you to learn automatically. It takes time.
Yeah.
Willpower. Patience.
Torres told me that a lot. It does take patience to learn my abilities. There's no way I can just wake up and decide I want to use my powers to the fullest.
Yes, I did teach Tor as well, and he understands that.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me just wait right here. Let me just make certain I hear this right. Let me just give me a moment. Okay.
Does he do this a lot?
Okay. That was actually my first time doing that. Okay. Repeat what you just said about Torres. I don't know if I heard that right.
I taught Torres adaptation. Simple.
Hey, so Dream, could you do me a favor and repeat what he just said?
I mean, it's obvious, isn't it?
Hold on, quick. I'm asking Dream. So, am I? What am I hearing here about Torres? You know, like he taught. Am I hearing what I'm hearing right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to take that as a yes. Okay, well, okay, then what did you teach him then, if you don't mind me asking? Well,
Well, it's the adaptation of fighting and predicting their movements through their
wait,
attacks.
is that why? I'm sorry, I'm a little actually kind of thinking right. Is that why, when Dark and, Torres fought, Torres started off like kind of like, seems like he was losing the fight, but instantly started to actually combat him and keep the fight at an even fighting grounds.
So you did notice it.
I did, yeah. So
That's good to know. Which just may make it either easier or harder. But that's for another.
can you
The
explain how?
adaptation he uses.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry,
If you let me speak.
I apologize. I'm just actually kind of more curious because it revolves someone I look up to, Torres.
It's fine. The adaptation he uses is for fighting, mainly for watching the movements of their enemies, not thinking that they will win, but thinking of what he could potentially do by watching his movements, and thinking about what he could be protecting, like you, his village, people he cares about, even this world.
So it's not about fighting, really. It is somewhat related to combat, but it's not best
It
to
is.
think of it that way. It's best to think of it as something that is to help others. I like that perspective.
Exactly.
Because
That's the easiest form of adaptation, though.
because it sounds
Keep in
like
mind.
it's something that should be used to help and not harm other thieves.
Yeah, it can. Not always the case.
That's
There have
something.
been others who've used adaptation.
I don't know
Or-
why, but that sounds familiar to me. I wish I knew more to it, but
I'll explain soon.
all right.
But you still want to learn about adaptation, correct?
Yeah. So combat's more about, I'm guessing, a mental mind, but also pay attention to your opponent, right?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
that seems somewhat good to notice, but it's not easy to learn to what I'm seeing then. It
No.
means
Adaptation is a really hard skill to learn, but that is the easiest of the three.
yeah. Maybe go away from the ice. We'll let, the fox and, Dream goof around over there for a bit.
Oh, this ice has been frozen for years. It's
Well,
solid rock.
yeah, this looks like a weird residence over there.
Yeah, the residents here don't really mind us. So we help them. They help us. We help them. Pretty
Yeah.
simple.
So wait, that's just the first form of the adaptation. What's the others, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, there was fighting. Now there's power. Well, it's not always
Whoa,
about.
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but when I hear the word power, all I think is the greed this world uses. I don't know if I learn that, then what if I become like them? I don't want that.
Well, then adaptation will not really work that well. Only very little of the world actually uses this ability. And one of them you've already met.
Oh, so wait. First, I'll take a guess on who it is. I have kind of a assumption, but could you tell me explain the adaptation of power to me now? Sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay. You have a lot of questions, and I know you have had a lot of questions since you appeared here in that machine of yours.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's more about watching your enemy, or however you want to consider it, their emotions. the more emotional they are, like aggressive, mad, angry. They're going to be more uncontrolled, more unconcentrated, more burst.
Yeah. That
While
sounds.
someone who's concentrated, like myself, will be
Oh.
more focused, straight. So you know if
Wait.
they're more focused, they'll have a more of a direct attack. You can use that to your advantage.
So I'm assuming that its power is pretty much not based on like physical energy, like power such as that right there, or this, or that, or even this right here. Right? It's more
Just be
focused.
careful.
Yeah, my bad. It's not focused on all of that. It's more so focused on balance, I'm assuming, between emotions.
Exactly.
Like, if someone was like upset or angry, I'm assuming that they'd have like some, you said like enraged energy. I'm assuming like their energy is not controllable. That means I'm
Exactly.
assuming if they have like a emotional like saddening, they're gonna be a bit dependent on how it's like a more mysterious case on that. I'm just assuming.
No, you're not. You're assuming correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thought so. Because sadness can go in multiple directions because sorrow, there's despair, there's different forms of sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
And I've taught very few people that.
I think I met one of them. I can't fully go off it because I don't know much about him. But he seemed to stay with one stable emotion. And it was kind of like three. He kept a justice type vibe with a bit of pride, but he had like a more calm state. But those are the only three emotions he stick to. And his name was Mayhem Steve. But that's who is he the one you're talking about? Because if you taught him that, why would you teach him something like that?
He used to not be that way. We've had a dream once, Astro. We've met and we both dreamed about uniting all the Steves. Every single one.
Aren't they united at this time? Or was there a time in the area where Steves didn't correspond with each other?
There was a lot of conflict back then. Too much conflict. But
wait, that means he wasn't always Mayhem Steve, was he?
No. His name was Ronan. He was an Orange Steve. One of my best friends before.
Why did they hold on? I'm sorry. This actually is something I really want to try to see if I can help him. I know you might not agree with it, but I have a couple more questions. If Ronan or Mayhem, I'm not calling him Mayhem because that's not who I would prefer you to remember him by.
Right.
What caused this? What caused it? Like, if he was a good person and you two had the same dream, there had to be some others that were with y'all, or is it just you two?
His people didn't trust him, so they sent him out to test him. He found me. I trained him because we had the same dream, the same goal back then. To make sure everyone is united, happy, and safe.
Yeah.
So I taught him adaptation, only to discover that...
I'm assuming you didn't know it was a trap either, did you?
They were watching him, watched everything. And...
Wait.
They exiled him.
Wait, hold on. Why did they exile him? Like, you said they didn't have the same ideals? Is that the only reason they wanted to do that?
They. It's a long story. He stood out again amongst all of them. He just basically didn't share the same view as their people. And they felt like this was... he didn't belong.
Yeah.
And after he was deemed a traitor and exiled, as well as myself.
He felt betrayed mentally, like the world.
It shattered him to the core.
So that explains a lot why he feels the need to stand by justice, but it's not really justice if you really think about it. He might think it's justice, it's more of like his version of justice. He's living what the world used to be, but it's not to this day.
Anymore. There's conflict in this world, Astro, more than you realize, but compared to back then, it's not as bad. Well, we still have the darkness, yes. But back then, every single Steve was against each other.
No, that's not it. It's not that at all. It's the fact that it's the same. It is the same. From what I'm seeing, I might not have been back there back then. But what I've noticed about this world is no one wants to get along. What I've seen is in each village, yes, chromatics are actually correspond with each other in the same area, living in the same, like, genuine facility. But what I've noticed is none of the chromatics want to get along. Torraz's village, none of them want to get along. Torraz has been trying to. There's a couple who actually will get along. Even in Zyphon's village, they will not get along. So, no, it's not that. Listen to what I have to say. It's the fact that no one in this world gets along. If everyone would just get along, do what they need to do, then we could probably stop the darkness. If everyone would just unite, deal with it, Void would not be a problem. This Dark Steve would not be a problem, and Mayhem Steve would not be a problem. But it's the fact no one wants to work together, put their heads together. That's the issue here. It's the same as back then, as you're saying with Mayhem, because Mayhem has a point. However, I do not agree with it. He's right. This world is unjustified. It's twisted. It's just so stupid nowadays. Someone has to step up and change it. And that's what I'm going to do. That's my ideal goal. My ideal goal is not to bring the Steves together, but put a torch, a mantle, allowing them to prosper one alone. Because I cannot be the one to do it. They have to. Oh, sorry, I just ranted for like 25 minutes, but like... Why? Wait. If he was used to be Ronin, then how did he become Mayhem?
After he was exiled, I tried to find him. I looked everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And when I found him, it was too late. Void found him, saw his potential, and Void convinced him to be part of the darkness, his army, his right-hand man.
Void took your best friend
Yes.
from you.
Yes. And I ran. And months later, as I told you before, the attack happened. All my people
Dawn,
I just watched.
you need to stop blaming yourself. It's
Blaming myself. You don't think you realize if I never found him, he would have not known where my people had been. If I just...
And if he would have stayed there, Dawn, listen, if he would have stayed in that kingdom, he'd be living an unhappy life. Do you think he was happy where he was, Dawn? He was not happy. Dawn, the Orange Kingdom was crushing him. I don't know what you're thinking here, but honestly, if he didn't meet you, I think he would have turned out a lot worse than what he is now. It's the truth be told. Listen, you blame yourself too much. You and Mayhem have one thing in common. You both live in the past. The past is something that you gotta let go. You too can learn from the past. That's the difference between me and this people in this world. I don't remember my past. I can't learn from it. Whatever mistakes I did, I can't. But Dawn, y'all have that chance. I don't. I want to bring up this point because you doubt yourself, you blame yourself for everything. It's not your fault completely. If anything, you did what you can. Mayhem made his choice. You made yours. There's nothing y'all can do, so you need to stop blaming yourself. And you got a good people. You got 7 Steves over there. You managed to save 7 lives that day. That's something
8.
Anyone could. 6. But there's including you. Alright, including you.
I said 8.
There's 8. And 8. That is something you should be proud of. You managed to save 8 light Steves. You saved an almost extinct race from crumbling to be lost for ages. I don't think anyone has anything what you've done. That's the issue I've seen, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not right. But Dawn, stop blaming yourself. You have people to lead, and maybe, even maybe one day, you'll be able to see your version of what the Light Kingdom should have been. You may have been a general back then, but now you can become the king of your own race. You can bring the world together. Finish what Ronan your dream were. Bring all of the Steves together. I can't do that. If it's not genuine if I did it. Look, what I'm saying is, it's not too late for you. It's not too late for anyone. It's really not. And I don't know, but this world's had enough suffering, and I think it's the time everyone needs to band together. I know that this burden is too much to deal with me. I'll deal with him. I'll deal with him. If I have to, I'll put him out of his misery. But I need someone to carry on that dream that you and Ronan had, Dawn. So stop blaming yourself, get it together, and lead the people you know you're supposed to. Prosper the light Steves.
Well, there's one thing for sure.
Yeah, and what's that?
You are the one.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps telling me.
Well, I didn't tell you the 3rd adaptation yet either.
What? Oh yeah,
There's
there
a
was
third
3 you told me. You told me there's 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay, well, wait. Is this one different than the other 2?
Yes. Only few have ever mastered, including myself.
Oh.
Those who cannot master it or deal with it end up either losing their minds or mainly dying. Which is why it's imperative I make sure I choose the correct person to teach or explain, at least. I can't really teach you this. This has to be
I have to learn on my own. You're right.
Exactly. But your willpower, though, it's stronger than anything I've seen before. So I feel like if you were to learn this ability, you would have.
I sense the same thing with Mayhem. Willpower.
Why do you think I trained him to, adaptation in the first place before his change of an opinion, obviously?
Yeah. Well, we can't focus on that. Let's get our head together. All right. What is this adaptation?
Adaptation of the mind.
So wait,
Basically,
how's that the strongest?
Well, think of it like you're reading someone's mind, but you're not. you're predicting someone's moves without even watching their abilities or watching their movements. The issue with this being the most dangerous is that if you think you have a chance to be overwhelmed by that person's mind, their feelings,
it shatters
their anger,
it and kills them.
it overwhelms them.
Because
yes.
the mind controls the user's body. Any user, the mind is the strongest part of it.
Besides the heart, the mind is the most important thing in all of us, in every living being.
You're right, but that's actually
Without
complete. But so pretty much what it is you're pretty much by just instance alone, you can tell what your opponent's going to do before they even do it, because it's not like reading a mind, you're just predicting it before it happens.
Yes. People love calling it mind reading, but mind reading is a separate ability at its own, but
I don't think it's mind reading, honestly. I think it's just
exactly.
It's kind of similar to it, like seeing what the future, but nah, it's like more so that paying attention to what your opponent does, and then right when they do it, you already know it, because it's actually kind of unique, honestly. So it's a more advanced of
It's the most dangerous.
Yeah, but it's like skill with combat, the combat one and power combined.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'll ever use that. It seems like something that it's not the fact that I'm down myself on that. It's just the fact that this is power that it should never go in the wrong hands.
I'll give you an example. I can tell you in about 6 seconds that wolf over there is going to fall into the lake.
What?
3, 2, 1. Oh, there they go.
Where did they go?
Over here?
You mean the fox?
Wolf, fox, same thing.
They're not the same thing. Oh, you made it mad. You made it mad.
Ow. Okay, I deserve that. Ow.
Yeah, you don't just call a fox a wolf and just call it that. Jesus Christ. It has 3 cool tails. That's not nice. Okay. Wait. Okay, those are the 3 forms, but how did you learn this? I don't think this is some light Steve ability.
It isn't. It really isn't.
Whose are they?
Do you really want to know that?
You don't have to tell me, but...
You know, I'll keep that for a surprise. You'll find out.
You know, I met a couple of other people, and a couple of them, they keep saying I remind them of someone. Torres keeps telling me, someone that he looked up to.
Mm-hmm.
Who did Torres look up to? And I know it's not completely you. You just taught him.
He did look up to me, yes, but there was another one above. Even me.
Do you know what color he was?
Oh, I did.
Well,
oh, I did.
So
one day you will understand.
I think one day I will. But Don, you need to take care of your village, because I have a feeling I'm sensing something over there actually right now. I don't know how I know this, but it sounds like a new energy source.
Which is time for you guys to go.
Do you want me to take the fox with me?
Please.
Hey,
can't
you're gonna
stand
come
it.
with us, don't worry. Yeah.
Come on.
Alright. Can you just I don't want to waste my energy. Could you kind of just like actually
I'm gonna take you to Zyphon.
yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Well,
Zyphon will be expecting you. They already know you're on your way.
okay. Wait, what? Wait, what's that supposed to mean?